Okay, final video, my first time out with the Walker doing some experimentation. We ran 3 different projectiles through it. We kind of worked in depth with the Dragoon bullet. Not so much Johnson & Dow, and we only did 2 with the round ball. But now it's time, like I promised, I'm going to go over some of the targets I have. I don't have the target for the first set of round ball shooting, but I do have the target for the second one, and I have the chronograph results for all of them, and there was only 1 load with the Johnson & Dow. But we'll look at how, with the Dragoon bullet, how I kind of come across, and what we ended up with is a fairly accurate load and what the numbers are. Alright, as we all know, everybody says you can put 60 grains of triple F behind a round ball, 44 round ball in the Walker. Well, I didn't quite go there. I only experimented with 2. 50 grains and 55 grains. And of course, for some reason, my old chronograph, I get a weird number and it threw, and I didn't catch it and remove it, and it threw it all off. But 50 grains, I would say, is 1,130, say, average through the ball out. So I can't go with the standard deviation there. Now, when I went with 55 grains, and I have the target, here's the target, and kind of strange, the sights were right on, point and aim, okay? There's the 6 shots. And what we got with 55 grains of 3F, okay, standard deviation is 16, which is not bad. Average velocity of 1,187 feet per second. There is your power factors and everything else. I would think trying to go with 2F and maybe going back to 55 grains. I may have to do a thing where I work with the ball load on this with a powerful load. But 60 grains, I mean, the other guys tell you they don't like it, and it is ungodly and powerful, okay? You know you're shooting a gun, and a lot of people suggest if you give it a steady diet of them heavy loads, it's going to stretch out the frame and the gun's going to be junk pretty quick, which could probably be true, okay? But not too bad. But if you're 55 grains, you can give it a shot. Probably could get 60 under there, so that comes into question. All right, so now we're going to move on to the Dragoon bullet. That's what I went out there today and got a good testing session in with that bullet. All right, to using the Eras Gone By Dragoon bullet, which is about 260 grain conical bullet. I started off with 35 grains and worked my way up. 35, 36, and you notice they're all shooting somewhat high. I was aiming at the bottom of the paper. 37, 38, and you notice they start closing up. It's 37, 38, starts closing. 39 was the best group, okay? And then 40, she started to open up again. Could be me, could be just the thing there. Sorry, got to cut out with the lawn mowing. Alright, so best group. What do we got? We have a average velocity of 907, 14 in the spread. So high was 935, low was 895. Okay, and that's with 39 grains of 3F. 40, which kind of got spread there, you had a smaller standard deviation, had the high of 937, so not much difference. Average velocity 923 as compared to 907. A little bit higher velocity, but the accuracy kind of wasn't too cool. So if we go down to 38 grains, which I thought was good, again, 14 standard deviation, high velocity 925, which 935, not much of a difference, okay, between them, but just the accuracy was a little bit better. Okay, could have been me, I don't know. Maybe the gun just likes it. So 37 grains, I think this was one that had the lowest deviation of 6. Average 886. So it's about 20 feet per second difference. Okay. But as you see, it's kind of spread out. So adding a grain or so really doesn't increase this much. Okay, when we get down here with the 36 grains, again, accuracy was not the greatest. You got 2 in the black, but it's pretty spread out. Average velocity is 881, 894. Yeah, we're getting about, on average, with each grain, about another 10 feet per second. And starting off the squib load, that's the one that had the lowest standard deviation on this. And the average velocity was 867. Yep, so each grain's adding about 20 feet per second. Okay, and you know, going by the numbers, recoil was, when we got up to 39, it was pretty good. I'd say 3940 with that bullet's about the max load you want to do. The loading lever was flying down and the recoil was there. But it looks like 39 grains is the winner, something to work with. If worse comes to worse, you can adjust the grain one way or the other, maybe with a little bit more practice with the gun. But preliminary wise, that's what it looks like. And 40 grains in my pistol, you still had enough room for, I'd say, 1 or 2 grains for the tips of the bullet, because I do have the correct ram part in there that's drilled out for a conical bullet, so it is not deforming the ends. I'm getting conical bullets in there without smushing the noses. Okay, so that's another difference. But that's what it looks like. So 39 grains of 3F looks like a winner with the Dragoon bullet. Okay, now with the Johnston & Dow bullet. Got 3 of them in the black, 3 kind of spread out. Now this was using 40 grains of triple F. And we got up there over about 1,000 feet per second. And this is about, say, a 220, 225 grain bullet compared to the 260. So it is a smaller, lighter bullet. And this bullet will fit in most of the smaller 44 caliber guns. You have to remember Dragoon guns were larger because they were designed to fire the larger, heavier bullet. Okay? But this is a light bullet. Now, doing it with 40 was just a rough guess. I ran the gambit with the Dragoons, and I got the 2 top-end targets here. That's the best we got with the Dragoon. And, you know, our average velocity, 900 feet per second. And our average velocity here with the lighter bullet was 985. And yes, it is shorter than the Dragoon, so there's a possibility of going like 5 grains the other way with the Johnston & Dow bullet in that pistol. Now remember, that is the Walker. The Walker is the largest one. If you go with a first or second model Dragoon, the cylinders are shorter. So we're only dealing with the Walker. I may, because the bullet is there, I may do a special run and just run the Johnston & Dow bullet, say going from 40 to 45 or something, and see if I can kind of tighten up the group and get a lot better velocity. Now the 1,000 feet per second. 1100 was the ball, and the ball weighs a little less, the round ball. So if you want a speed demon with your walker, the Johnson & Dow Bullet may be the one, okay, to do it. They work pretty good like in the 1860s and that. So that's the results I got from there, and you know, a little bit different. And that was with 40 grains. Like I said, you may be able to push it maybe up to 45, not quite sure. But that is something to work on in the future. And that's kind of my report on my results with the Colt Walker. Okay, guys? So stay tuned.